Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trails of Cold Steel. Hello, friends, and welcome. Trails of Cold Steel. Welcome back. Oh. 1 moment. There we go.
It's my turn.
Right.
My turn.
Go.
Alright, so our goals today is... Well, first we need to get the next chapter of Red Moon Rose. Eustace patted my head because I was a good boy. I hope we see him again soon. That is way behind. So... Alright. Oh. Talk to Annette. I planned on reading this book to Raby since it's popular, but he won't let me read any more of it because there was a scary part in it. But we won't be using it anymore, so perhaps you might like it instead. Okay. We're good on food for now. Damn it. First things first, let's do the hidden quest. Running.
That one looks annoying. Watch out.
Stop running. Stop running. Thank you. Yeah, it's my boy. It's Anton. So this is Oryx Fort. Yeah, wait, how did I end up here? Why do these things keep happening to me? Is something the matter? You're my messiah sent by Adios to save me, aren't you? Not quite sure how you reached that conclusion. You don't seem like you're part of the provincial army, are you? What are you doing here? I'm lost. Completely lost. I'll be fine though, no worries. That's a rather positive outlook for someone who's completely lost. Who is he? Just talking with this man is making my head hurt. Well, at times like this, it just seems logical to just try and stay positive no matter what. I think I may have reached my limit to that end, however. That's unfortunate. How did you get here to begin with? Well, I'll happily tell you, but fair warning, it's a truly moving tale of hardship and woe. I hope you've got some boxes of tissue handy. Shall I begin? I think we'll pass. Aw, come on. Is there a short version? Fine, I'll see what I can do. Actually, to tell you the truth, there's really not much to say. I wandered out onto the highway for a bit, for a change of pace, and happened to spot a red butterfly, so I chased after it, and suddenly I found myself halfway along the canyon path, surrounded by monsters. So I ran, barely escaping with my life, and turned up here. The end. I see. That sounds like quite a predicament. As weird as this guy is, I don't think we can just leave him here like this. in all good conscience. Let's just, if you like, we'd be willing to escort you back to Bereahard. Really? You would? Oh, thank you, thank you. You're such nice people. I wish those nasty provincial army soldiers were more like you. Something happened? Well, I went over and asked if one of them could escort me back to the city. But if they just said if I made my way here, I could get myself back the same way. Some people are just so cold-hearted, aren't they? Guess I shouldn't tell them. I was thinking the same thing. I believe we all were. Looks as though the goddess hasn't abandoned me after all, though. Not if she was kind enough to send you my way. Should we be going then? Of course. Bereahard, here we come.
That one looks annoying. Watch out.
Come on. Yay! Off we go. Hold up, please. I'm sorry, but would you mind giving me a moment? Not a problem at all. Your legs getting tired? Oh no, that's not it. I was just gazing at the valley beneath this bridge, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to calm myself down a bit. What are you going to do? You just let me worry about that. It'll only take a moment, I promise. I might make a bit of noise though, so please don't panic. I see. What is he planning on doing? Alright then. Whoa, how far down does this valley go? No. I'm not going to let that scare me. Perish the thought. I hate anniversary festivals. Farewell my youth. Much better. Shall we be off then? Did I mishear you when you said you were going to calm yourself down? I think the best thing to do right now is probably pretend none of this ever happened. Anton. Alright, let's keep going. In we go. I made it. I actually made it back alive. Thank you so much for this. You're welcome. You really have no idea how to make this up to you all. Oh, if it isn't Ricky! Hey, come let me introduce you to my good friend Ricky. Hey Anton, you sure took your sweet time. You'll never believe what happened to me. But as tragic as my story is, I made it back here all thanks to the help of these guys here. Right, I think I get what happened. Something terrible happened shortly after you left town, at which point these people came along and helped you. I knew you would understand, old buddy. This Ricky person doesn't seem exactly normal either. They do say that birds of a feather flock together. I'm more amazed at the fact that they both seem completely calm despite all that's happened. It's kind of funny to watch though. You guys really are a bunch of good Samaritans, aren't you? Allow me to thank you as well. It takes some real guts to stick with him the whole way. You guys really are my saviors. Oh, I know. Let me give you this for all you've done for me. It's really popular over in Crossbell. Thank you. I assumed both of you were traveling together then? Did you come from Crossbell? We're from Libel. We were just staying in Crossbell for a while as part of our trip. Yeah, we've both been traveling for a few months now. We only got here to Erebonia about a week ago. And now we're planning on making our way to a new destination. Right. So you'll be resuming your journey throughout Erebonia? Yep, that's the idea. But that's not all. One day I'll find my true self after all this traveling. Or so he says. But he's almost out of money to actually do any traveling. He'll have to prioritize searching for a job over searching for himself soon. Well, that's true, but... are those two actually friends? Anyway, thanks so much for all your help. We'll catch you later. Yay! We did a secret quest. Now we go in here. And talk to the chef. Hammond. Greetings and welcome. Hello, Hammond. We're here to take up your request, but I'd like to thank you for that delicious meal last night first. It was good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. When you ask where Lord Eustace is, though? He was called back to the mansion, I'm afraid. We have plans to meet up with him in the afternoon, however. Is that so? It's too bad Eustace isn't here, considering this request is from his uncle. Anyway, about your request. Ah, yes, as you read. I would like for you to gather some ingredients for me. Are you all currently free? If so, I will explain the details of what I need. Yes, we can take it up now. Please go ahead and explain. The request mentions something about making a nostalgic dish. Correct. Said dish isn't on our menu, but it's one that I'd like you all to try. I assume it's a rather special dish then. There's no doubt about how delicious it'll be if you're making it at least. What kind of dish is it? Perhaps soup is the best way to describe it. I plan on making enough for you all to enjoy, so please look forward to that. How could we not? What is it you need us to gather then? There are two types of ingredients I'd like to ask you to gather for me. The first is globby fat, which can be collected from monsters on the highway. I need 5 of those to be exact. The other is a herb used by the Septian Church to synthesize medicine called a healing herb. So 5 piles of globby fat and a healing herb. Where do we get the herb from then? You'll want to speak to Sister Tatiana at the Berehard Cathedral. I'm sure she'll be willing to part with one. Just tell her I sent you. Alright, so that sounds easy enough. Shall we start on the task at hand? Yeah, let's head to the cathedral first. Roger. And the cathedral is right there. Oh, good day. Is there something you need from me? You must be Sister Tatiana, I assume. Could we trouble you for a healing herb by any chance? Hammond from Saucier told us we'd be able to procure some here. Oh, is that so? I see. Would you mind waiting a bit while I prepare one for you? Here you go. We appreciate it, sister. This is an ingredient used for making medicine, isn't it? Is it safe to use for food too? Of course, it's a very healthy ingredient when used for food. The only issue is that it is very bitter, so some inventiveness on the part of the chef is required to hide that. I see. Hammond must have some way of doing so then. I'm kind of interested in how he does it. Likewise. Same here. Well, thank you again for the help. You're welcome. How many globby fats do we have? 6. I've already got all the ingredients, so we can just dump them all. Hello again. I presume you've collected all the ingredients then? Yeah, everything's here and accounted for. Here you go. Rain handed over all the stuff. Much obliged. Please make your way over to the table. I'll begin preparing the dish immediately. How was it? I call this dish deluxe herb chowder. It was beyond delicious. I feel a sort of comforting warmth throughout my body after eating it. I wouldn't mind having some of this if I ever caught a cold. Indeed, I almost feel like a bowl of this might cure it outright. Yeah, I'm pleased to hear that. You did mention this was a rather nostalgic dish. I assume Eustace had it often? That's correct. It was one of his favourite dishes even. To tell you the truth, the one who created this dish was none other than my sister herself. In other words, Lord Eustace's mother. I see. Well then. Would that make you his uncle? Kind of surprising. Ah, oops. We didn't tell you two about that, did we? My apologies. I was under the impression that you were all aware. I wasn't expecting his mother to be the creator of this dish, though. His mother must have been skilled at cooking if she could think of a dish this delicious. She was indeed. She would even come by to help out here from time to time. The first time she made this soup was when Lord Eustace fell ill during his younger years. She went to the church to ask for medicinal herbs. Afterwards, she set about inventing a dish that would be both easy for him to digest and enjoyable to eat. Lord Eustace was always at the front of her mind. It really does sound like she cared deeply for him. And yet he lost her 8 years ago. Seems like he hasn't had such an easy life after all. Someone's thinking about Eustace. Who might that be? Certainly not me. I've probably said too much. I was hoping that Lord Eustace would be here to enjoy this too, but at any rate, I'm happy that I could talk to you all about this. We got to learn a bit more about Eustace, so likewise. Well, that brings my request to an end. Thank you all for your help. There's plenty of soup left over, so feel free to take it with you. Oh, thank you, sir. This is the least I can do for Lord Eustace's friends. Goodbye then. I wish you luck with your future endeavors. Yay! Quests. Do I still need to talk to him to trigger it? Ask about the monster. Excuse me, we've come to ask for some more details on the monster we've been asked to exterminate. Certainly, allow me to tell you what I know. The monster is situated on the North Kritson Highway and was first spotted by the Provincial Army. The report described it as resembling a large carnivorous plant. Neat. That sounds rather terrifying. Does it really matter what kind of monster it is? We just need to hurry up and exterminate it. Incidentally, you will find it on top of a stone bridge on the highway, which can be reached by heading straight out of town. Please do be careful. Alright, out onto the road again.
Advantage is ours.
Go!
My turn. Yeah.
The battle's
Yay.
over, but stay alert, everyone.
Oh, we didn't have any of the links set up. I'll have the girls linked.
Now's our chance. Here we go.
My turn.
Right. That takes care of them.
What about that chest? I must have
Advantage is
missed it
ours.
on my last pass
Here
through.
we go. That's that. Let's keep moving.
Any enemies up here? No. Let's go to the other side.
Advantage is ours. Let's finish him.
My turn.
I'll handle it.
Okay.
Right.
Boom. Boom.
My turn.
And last one.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Yay.
Now's our chance. My turn.
Okay.
Now I have
Target's
stupid
eliminated. Let's get going.
levels of EP. Rawr. There it is. Looks as strong as yesterday's. That means we'll really need to be careful, considering Eustace isn't with us today. Ring. I'm ashamed of what happened yesterday. I know we've had our share of differences, but, well, He's embarrassed. Quiet, Fee. I'm trying to. I caused problems for everyone too. My injuries were a result of my own carelessness. Hopefully, by giving this fight everything we've got, we can make up for this whole mess together. I'm counting on you, Marcius. I won't let you down.
This one looks dangerous. Be careful.
Go.
And you're fully
Second
scanned
floor.
in.
Damn. Now's our chance.
That was awesome.
Gotcha.
I'll handle it.
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Scan it just to make
Analyzing
sure
the enemy's
that we
vitals.
didn't miss anything.
I've got it.
My turn. Go. Gotcha. You're finished.
There we go.
Well, that went better than expected. How'd you expect it to go?
Yay. Less than a minute. We won. We sure did. And in doing so, I believe we've successfully redeemed ourselves for yesterday. Good work, everyone. I suppose that gets a pass. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been dragging you all down. Especially you, Ring. I owe you double the apology. I'm sorry, please forgive me. It's alright, Marcius. Don't worry about it. If I'd just answered you honestly from the start, all of this could have been avoided. So if anything, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry for misleading you. No. Anyway, it's all in the past now. I'm glad to have you in our group, Marcius. Same to you. And I'm glad the two of you were able to able to make up. Ah, youth. Hey, don't make fun of us. So as long as we're on a roll here, why not use this chance to make up with Eustace too? What? If you could just be more honest with one another, I'm sure even combat links wouldn't be out of it. Not a chance. My behavior toward you was wrong and I fully admit that. But Eustace is a whole different story. He and I are fundamentally incompatible, and nothing any of you can do can change that. I guess getting those two to accept one another is still a long ways off. Well, we should probably head back out to town, don't you think? Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Eustace should be back soon too. I'm hungry. Fine, let's go.
Now's our chance. Go. That's that. Let's keep moving.
Let's keep going. Hold it right there. The Provincial Army? You're the students from Thor's military academy, aren't you? The ones who've come for a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? He's the perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. Well, what are you doing? First, you're the student Machias Regnitz, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know what's good for you. What's going on? Wait, this has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed. But the most egregious is an accusation of trespassing into Aurochs Fort yesterday afternoon. Wait, do you mean when we saw that silver object? You can't be serious. I was near the fort at the time of the intrusion occurred, certainly. But I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for him. Not just us. Eustace Alborea was with us at the time and can personally verify that what Machias was saying was true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest. We have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point in fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Oh man. Looks like she was right on the mark. Ah, it's him. I'm glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? It's him. It's him. Get in there. Don't worry. Do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out, eventually. Damn it, how could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. As I keep telling you, Machias couldn't possibly have committed the crimes he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Bereahard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our sight. So if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Machias Regnitz will be kept in our custody until he's been cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the Academy to inform them of this. You kids should focus on your field study or whatever it is you're here for, and let due process take its course. Ugh, unbelievable. Oh, and one more thing. Eustace's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. That can't... Did this come from Eustace himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Alborea household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. I won't even get past the front gate. I'm betting they've had this whole thing planned out since yesterday. Which means the reason Eustace got called away is because they knew that if he were here, he may have been able to prevent Machias' arrest. I assume that's what you were going to say anyway. Makes sense. He was probably called home to keep him from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Eustace hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. I'm terribly sorry. They insisted on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I see. We're very sorry for the trouble. I think we should go. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Earthbell as a reward. Afterward, Reen and the others decided to dine at the restaurant they visited the previous day. However, the soldiers were there as well. Uncertain of what to do and where to go, they eventually settled on planning the next move at a bar on Artisan Street. So in all likelihood, the reason Marcius was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted him because his father is the Imperial Governor and a key figure in the reformist faction. Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have advantage in future negotiations. It does seem to be the most plausible explanation. They wouldn't hurt him or anything though, would they? I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario? They might use the threat of violence to get what they want. That's awful. This may well fall under the scope of our field study though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about this situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. Romaine, thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Eustace. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Marcius. Yes, I agree. This had to have been a decision made by Duke Alborea himself. But Eustace is locked up at home. Maybe his brother would help us? Rufus? He did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Marcius yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. So I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Got it. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. B. That's a little excessive. Think about it. We have the perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him to the fort, we lose that chance, and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that at least. Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, if you're sure. We need to be as covert as possible though. If we get caught, it has to be after Marcius is out safely. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. But the charges against him are obviously false, so if we can get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah, and the Provincial Army isn't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we manage to get out of Rayahard, we're more or less home free. So, no smoke grenades then. Smoke grenades? You don't carry those around with you, do you? What fair maiden doesn't? I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Hey, Master. What are monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? Guessing the place is probably quarreling with them again by now. Though I'm sure not going down to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the Provincial Army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? I'd go take care of them myself if someone put a request in. Well, if I hear anything of the sort, I'll send a message over to Legram and let you know. Sure, it'd make you some good scratch. Cheers to that, Master. Alright, I'd better get going. Looking forward to dropping by for another review of espressos sometime. Sure. I'll see you on the way back if you can make it. Huh? Don't see many people dressed like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh, yes, sir, we are. We're from Thor's Military Academy in Trista. We're sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thor's, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I've got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Rayhard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. Excuse me. Do you know that blonde-haired man who just left? Oh, Toval? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? Huh. I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there just aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Berehard, but it's been closed a couple of years now. Toval just comes up by train from Legrand branch every so often. Really? By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I thought I overheard you saying something about monsters in an underground waterway? Oh, that? Yeah, there's a huge network of waterways beneath the city. Been there for a long, long time now. And it's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch here, the bracers would clear them out. Nowadays, nobody goes near it, and the waterway's just sort of stagnating under the provincial army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does the waterway cover? Supposedly all the way from the east side of the city to the west. So, from the station to somewhere under the Noble District, I'd guess. I heard a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion. That's probably just one of those urban legends. That was a well-timed clue. Yeah, an underground waterway built in the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the Noble District? It's almost too perfect. It seems likely it's connected to the Provincial Army's guardhouse where Marcius is being held too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages too, so that would stand to reason. If we use the waterway, we may be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'm guessing the door on the far edge of Station Street is the entrance to the waterway. I would think so. There must have been some sort of entrance for the bracers to get inside and exterminate the monsters after all. Roger that. Yeah, we don't need to go south. And we go this way. We go down. Could this be the entrance to the underground waterway? I can feel a breeze from inside. It seems like it's pretty spacious. This must be the place then. Now we just need a way to unlock it. Probably not a good idea to draw my sword in the middle of a city. May I have a try? A hairpin? You going to pick it? I have no idea if it'll actually work, but it's worth a shot, right? Aperio. Aperio. Open. Wow, that was really impressive. I remember reading how to do it in a mystery novel once. I'm so glad it actually worked. Oh, nice job, Emma. We should be able to get inside now. Let's go to all of our things in order, then head on in and pray no one sees us. Okay, sounds good to me. In we go. The waterway is actually quite pretty. I was expecting the verdant city to be beautiful, but it never dawned on me that the same might be true of its underground. There are tricky monsters here too, though. We need to head west. to the part of the waterway that connects with Provincial Army's guardhouse. Once we're there, we have to find a way inside so we can rescue Marcius. Right. Understood. Okay, there's 2 enemies that we need to fully scan.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Here we go.
You're fully scanned.
Okay.
So we can carve through you. Look.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Targets eliminated.
Hey, Lady Karen.
Let's get going.
Welcome to Cold Steel.
We have the advantage.
My turn.
Alright. Yep. They need to be scanned in.
My turn.
Okay.
Yes, that is Mishi,
Analyzing
one of the
enemy's
mascots from one of the mascots of the
vitals.
series.
I've got it.
My turn.
Okay. Hostiles neutralized. Guess we're safe.
Yeah, I've also got this, which I think is a character from one of the other franchises that the company makes. I can also give him bunny ears. And then there we go. Everybody's happy now. Cool. Link. Those 2. Yeah, he has Mishi. The adorable mascot of one of the adorable mascots of Trails. Ooh, saran powder. Open the gate.
Just the kind of thing you'd expect in an old ruin like this.
Do you think it's powered by the water flowing through here?
Later on, you might hear some familiar voices. Okay, I need to go around the long way to get to that one.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Go.
Yep.
My turn.
Need to scan you in.
Okay.
That was rude.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
Good.
My turn.
I'll handle it.
How did she miss again?
Here we go.
Come on, Ring, finish it.
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
It's my turn.
Yeah, that's Emma Milstein.
I'll handle it.
And then we've got B. Colossal. And Ring Schwarzer.
Yeah.
Alright. She's, for all intents and purposes, a mage.
I certainly didn't expect to encounter the 3 of you down here.
Yeah, it's useless.
What?
Is that...
Uses.
There's a handsome boy.
I'm so glad you're safe.
Of course I am. Though I can't say I was expecting to be placed under house arrest the moment I returned to the mansion.
So that's what happened.
You know what's going on?
Unfortunately, arresting the Imperial Governor's son under a false charge in order to keep the reformist faction under control. I find it hard to believe my father would attempt something so brazen. He didn't have any intention of talking to me. Not the slightest inclination. This was all planned from the start.
Eustace.
Enough about me. Thanks to my brother, I'm familiar with the general layout of this waterway.
Yeah. Glasses, long braid, and a mage.
I'll lead us to the guardhouse. Let's get moving.
You're actually...
You were planning on saving him even if you had to do it alone, weren't you?
Nothing like last month's field study.
Don't get the wrong idea. I just can't condone my father's actions.
Yeah.
Besides, he's no doubt huddled up, crying and lonely in the corner of his cell right now. It's worth rescuing him just to see that.
I like Fee. Fee is fun.
All right, let's get moving.
She has the dry sarcasm. Eustace rejoined the party. Yay. Link. Oops. Now they're connected. Good.
The entrance to the guardhouse is to the west. We should hurry.
Wait. Where does this lead? Not every day. Yeah, there's a lot of great characters in this series. Of all the girl characters that in the game, Emma here is probably my second favorite.
That's back here.
Wait, was that fully scanned in? Nice drawing. Yes, it was. Right, everything here is fully scanned in. Perfect. And we continue on this way. Climb this ladder.
Why is this ladder so long?
Is it harder to climb ladders when you've got a big chest?
Fee!
It's not an anime game, or JRPG, or anything like that without some mention of chests.
Hostile spotted. Beginning combat.
Here we go!
I'll handle it.
Can't do anything yet.
Yeah!
Maybe... let's just do
Arcus
that.
activate.
Here we go!
My turn.
Move back. Actually,
My turn.
fun fact, that doesn't actually happen in this game.
I'll handle this.
Actually, the Trails series is actually pretty good about that sort of stuff.
Here we go!
The closest they've got is...
My turn.
My turn.
There we go. Oh. The closest they've got is stuff like that.
We should be safe now.
Yeah, I don't think this game actually has any, like, bathhouse or hot springs. I know the next game has a hot springs thing. Yeah, that would never happen. That's true. And we go through here.
There's another lattice door.
There should be a mechanism to open it somewhere nearby.
Yeah, go use this. Emma destroy. Yay. Let's keep going. Good job, Emma. Just explode all the enemies.
I spied treasure.
Yeah, I've got the silver thorn. I have no idea what these references are. Fun fact, I've only watched one episode of One Piece. And that was the first one. Where's the top of this letter? There.
I spied treasure.
Down we go.
I'm exhausted.
It's gotta be the chest.
Fee, that's enough.
Honestly.
Good on Rain for calling Fee out. No. I don't remember when I saw it. But I was young. And probably more intelligent. A door? Looks to be made of iron, but there's no keyhole. I guess it can only be opened from the other side. Could this be the path that leads to the guardhouse? It is indeed. This path connects the waterway to with the building's lower levels. I had no idea the door between the two areas could only be opened from the inside, however. How are we supposed to get through? I can't pick the lock if there's no keyhole. Looks far too sturdy for my sword to have much effect either.
This can be overcome.
Of course, she'll do it.
Fee?
What do you mean?
Stand back.
The small girl with the plastic explosives.
What are you doing?
I know this smell.
Explain yourself, please.
Ignition.
What?
What?
No, it makes sense he would know the smell,
Done.
based on his upbringing.
Done?
Fee, Fee, did you?
Was that a bomb?
Portable high-powered explosive. Plasticity makes it handy for this kind of espionage work.
Explosive?
Where could you possibly have gotten such a thing?
He'd know the smell of the gunpowder.
Fee, I think at this point we have a right to know. What exactly is your background?
Reen?
The day of the entrance ceremony, I saw you dodging that trap floor the rest of us fell into. You're 2 years younger than us, yet you're physically no weaker at all. In fact, I'd say when it comes to combat situations, you seem almost like you're holding back.
Impossible.
Guess you got me.
Yeah.
Before I came to the academy, I was a Jaeger.
Yeah, but you'd have some experience with it in any sort of combat training.
That's where I
because
learned
you'd
how
need
to
be
handle
aware of it.
explosives and use my gun swords. That's all.
A Jaeger? I wasn't expecting that.
I've heard that term before. The best of the best mercenary outfits are known as Jaeger Corps.
Jaeger Corps are almost synonymous with the Grim Reaper. To think I'd be going to school with a Jaeger.
Me? A Reaper?
No, that's not...
The Reaper is a little bit shorter, more pinkish hair. Generally wears frilly dresses.
I spoke out of turn. I mustn't let prejudices get the better of me.
That's right. Knowing her past doesn't change who she is now.
Thanks for telling us, Fee. And I'm sorry for prying.
Not bothered. But we should hurry if we want to save Machias.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's press onward.
Yeah, let's do it. And nothing lost at all so far. So I don't even need to heal. The joys of being over-leveled.
This looks like the place.
Looks like an underground prison, all right.
Indeed, he must be here somewhere.
Am I hearing things?
Machias!
And still in one piece by the sound of it.
Yeah. Reen is in his 70s, the rest are in their 60s.
What are you all doing here? There's no way the Provincial Army would just let me go. You didn't sneak in, did you?
We came in through the underground waterway.
I'll open the cell.
How are you going to... What the...
We'll explain when we have more time.
Yeah, right now we need to get away from here before we're caught.
As long as we can make it back to the city, we should be able to bluff our way out of any further trouble.
Right.
Let's go.
Thanks. I'd resigned myself to being stuck in there for a while. I must admit, though, I'm surprised you, of all people, would come to my aid.
I only came to get a glimpse at your tear-stained face.
Best friends.
Plus, thought this might be a good opportunity to pay back my father.
I see.
What? Voices? Damn. It's... Oh, Lord Eustace?
As much as I would love to praise you for a job well done, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to take a short rest.
What?
Yeah, just nap for an hour. Get your spell slots back.
Clean house.
Roger that.
Right! Here they come! Be careful, everyone!
My turn.
Alright, and they're fully scanned in.
My turn.
Yeah!
Let's just
Dance, flames!
Asta Flare.
Astro Flare!
That's fun.
My turn.
Let's use Golden Sphere.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I want to get all my Master Quartzes maxed out.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Also, I like evasion tank green, so I'm doing evasion tank green. Ah, they're strong. Beaten by students. Mission accomplished. You sure you're alright with this? They'll be unconscious for a while, but their lives are in no danger. Our priority right now is getting out of here as fast as we can. They shouldn't be able to catch up with us if we leave right now. Understood. Let's go. Marcius rejoined the party. Yay.
If I hadn't been so careless, this would never have happened.
There wasn't much he could have done.
I'm just glad you're all right.
Yay. Let's go. What happened here? It's no good. They're out cold. Someone must have snuck in through the underground waterway. Curses. It has to be those damn students. Someone needs to show them their place. Release the beasts. Those pesky sneaks can serve as test subjects for them. Marcius. It came from the direction of the cells. Might be some kind of trained beast. God, you've got to be joking. If you have the energy to shout, you have the energy to run. Yeah. So your two favorite characters so far are the top students in the class. Or in the entire school. Ah, these guys.
There are two of them, and they're big.
And fast.
Hurry!
Right!
This is the worst day ever.
That too.
We're surrounded.
They're very well trained.
Cats? No, dogs. They're like dogs.
Your family's army employs monsters like this?
No one ever told me.
You'd...
They aren't going to let us past, are they?
Nothing's stopping you from playing it, Lady Kira.
Pretty smart for beasts.
So we'll just have to take him down.
Indeed. Bad dogs require stern discipline.
Time to wrap up this month's field study. Class 7, Group A. Commence attack on the targets.
All right.
Yeah!
Don't let it intimidate you!
This might actually be a challenge. Good.
Marcius and Eustace can now link with one another.
Go!
Finally! They got over it. Ooh, Purgatorial Flame. I don't think I've seen that one before. Let's see what that's like.
It's my turn.
Let's see. That one's fully scanned. And that one is also fully scanned. Plum Solarian.
It's my turn!
Yep.
My turn.
Sammy, okay. I'll just pop it right there. Perfect. Summon Hell. Fun. Oh, poisoned. Boom. That actually just hit him.
My
Very
turn.
fun. Alright. Can't do Gale.
Go!
Yeah.
One Solarian. I like this one. I love having the most powerful moves available. The power fantasy is real.
I'll handle this.
Alright. You can use Crystal Saber.
You're in the shoe! Crystal Saber! It's my turn!
Good. Mark, yes.
I hope you're ready!
In a world of swords and magic, there's always the power of gun.
That takes care of them.
Nothing is more powerful than gun.
We did it.
That was tough.
I thought we were done for.
I have no intention of letting filthy beasts get the better of me. Trained or otherwise.
Honestly now, this is no laughing matter, you know.
Look who's talking. You're grinning like an idiot.
Not as much as you are.
There they go.
I don't think we could have wrapped this month's field study up more perfectly if we tried.
We were all able to form combat links with one another, too.
Damn.
We're not through the woods just yet, it would seem.
It's like the end of the road.
You've pushed your luck one step too far this time.
One step too far!
Are you that desperate to be thrown in a cell with Regnitz?
Regnitz!
If you want to arrest us, go right ahead.
Lord Eustace! What are you doing here? I thought you'd been locked in the mansion.
I chose to return to my studies.
I like how he stops rolling the R's in the moment Eustace flexes his muscle.
Well, what's it to be? Accusing my classmates of this crime will implicate me as well.
We couldn't possibly point our rifles at Lord Eustace.
Silence! Not even Lord Eustace has the right to trespass in a military facility, much less to release a suspect in our custody, directly opposing the orders of His Grace the Duke.
Enough! We may not be the best of friends, but I am Eustace Albarea. I will not simply stand by and watch as one of my classmates is arrested under false charges and used as a tool in some political war.
Lord Eustace. Eustace.
We have our orders, and nothing you say will change that. Disarm them, men, Lord Eustace included.
That will not be necessary.
There he is.
What?
Impossible.
The hero of the hour.
Lord Rufus?
Ah. The best big brother.
Lord Rufus?
I love Rufus. He's so fun.
We'd heard you were in the capital.
How? Why are you...
I received a message from the Academy at noon today. And I returned by airship as quickly as I could. With your instructor.
What?
Looks like you've all done a fine job.
Instructor Sarah?
The two scariest people in that sewer right now.
What are you doing here?
I've been filled in on the circumstances, more or less. I'll take care of matters here. You all return to your posts at once.
But, Lord Rufus, with all due respect...
I've already informed my father. Or do you intend to embarrass me beyond your other transgressions?
No, of course not. Second company, withdraw! Sir!
Please, excuse us.
Run!
Oh
Of course.
my. Well, you can tell they're well trained, if nothing else.
Fee's not a bracer yet.
The Provincial Army takes its training very seriously, of course. Though I resent the mere notion that it could be misused so grievously.
I'm sure you do.
So, what brings you here, instructor? Seriously, why are you here?
Your timing is a little too convenient.
Did you come after receiving word from the Provincial Army?
Nope. I actually heard about what was happening a little earlier from a friend of mine. As soon as the news reached my ears, I shot to my feet and got right in contact with the director here. And he was kind enough to give me a ride on his airship back from the capital.
I don't know what to say.
Honestly, you seem to be prepared for virtually everything. Wait a second.
Director?
Oh, you don't know yet, do you?
I also serve as a permanent member of the Academy's Board of Directors. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to meet again in that capacity.
Yeah.
The board of directors?
Why is this the first I'm hearing of this?
I decided to keep it a secret so I could see the look on your face when you found out. I'm not the only member of the board, though, of course. I'm simply one of 3 permanent members.
That explains why you knew so much about Class 7.
Way too well prepared.
Still, I had no idea my father would attempt something so foolish while I was away. He's always been an obstinate man, but he's simply gone too far this time. As a member of the Academy's board, I cannot remotely condone the unlawful arrest of a student.
Rufus?
He's a good man, Rufus.
Thank you for your concern.
And thus ended their second field study. As the hour was late, they returned to the hotel in Bereahard for a good night's sleep, exhausted from the day's events. The next morning, Rain and the other members of Group A bade farewell to the city and set off with Sarah. Yay! We finished Chapter 2. He's a good man. That we know of. We did meet Blue Blanc. He's a nice man. Nothing sketchy about him. Teuvel!
So that's Class 7, eh? A little rough around the edges, but they managed to get through in one piece. I think I see now why you're so fixated on them, Sarah. And Rufus Alberea. I've heard people say he's the sharpest noble of the bunch, but still.
What business could he possibly have over by the canyon so early in the morning? Is that what you were about to ask?
Blue Blanc.
Who are you?
Pay me no mind. I'm but a low-ranking noble. I've been watching over those young students to see what they're capable of, much like yourself.
Really now? You'll forgive me for asking, but you look awfully like someone a couple of acquaintances mentioned to me a long time ago. You wouldn't happen to have some fancy-sounding stage name or anything, would you?
Oh, perish the thought. He would never be someone absurdly titled, such as Phantom Thief B or something.
You'll just have to find that out on your own. Your acquaintances wouldn't be a certain innocent young couple from a foreign land, though, would they?
You'll just have to find that out on your own.
Indeed. Well, if you'll please excuse me, it's almost time for the airship to depart, and I really must be getting back to Heimdall. May we meet again, young Bracer?
Blue Blanc is top tier.
Do give my regards to the Purple Lightning, if you would.
And he's been a recurring character in every game so far. He's made an appearance in every single
As
game.
if the situation weren't messy enough. It seems we've got another source of trouble on our hands now. I'd better let the others know, just in case.
And Toval is the main character in a book series that was in the game. Yes, he was. With the Missing Candelabra quest. That was a Phantom Thief B quest line. That was the first one.
And you call yourselves teenagers. Unlike me, you actually get to go to sleep every night. You should be full of energy by this point in the day.
Give me a break.
Considering all that's happened this weekend, I think we can be forgiven for being a little tired.
Well,
Yeah.
that's certainly true enough. Group B had their fair share of problems to deal with as well, but they weren't quite as serious as yours. Although they were of a similar nature.
What do you mean exactly?
Did they also wind up getting involved in a conflict between the two factions?
More or less. St. Ark is another territory belonging to one of the four great houses, after all. So they got themselves caught up in a bit of trouble. The four of them managed to get through it together in the end, though.
Well, that's good.
Yep, and everybody lives in harmony
That's a
now.
relief, yeah.
But, Sarah, just what kind of mirror did they pour into buffing up Aurochs Fort anyway? What we saw was nuts.
So I've heard. And the Provincial Army isn't the only force trying to improve its armaments. The Imperial Army is doing the same, with the Blood and Iron Chancellor and his 20 armored divisions squarely at the center.
Really?
How should the military academy... Well, how should we act in a situation like this? Thor's graduates join both the Provincial and Imperial armies, right?
That's
Yep.
nothing you need to be worrying about. Not right now, at least.
You guys need to graduate first.
You're at the academy to learn. That's all you should be focusing on. While you're there, it's true that you may be forced to acknowledge some of the more unpleasant realities of Erebonia. But I believe there's something special to be gained from that. Something you can only gain now, at this moment in time. So long as you're together with your friends and classmates, people for whom there is no substitute. Maybe when you graduate and go out into the world, much of what you've learned at Thor's will have little meaning. But I still truly believe that sometime, somehow, what you experience as part of Class 7 will be an invaluable treasure to you.
She must be drunk if she's making sense.
It may not seem that way now, but I know in my heart that it will someday.
Instructor.
You almost had me there for a moment.
That was the last thing I ever thought I'd hear from you.
One time everybody
Hey!
agrees on something.
What's with all the laughing?
I'm really sorry. Your words were quite touching, but...
Coming out of your mouth, they were just...
Painfully droll.
Something we can only gain now, at this moment in time. So long as we're with our friends and classmates, for whom there is no substitute.
Stop that! Are you trying to kill me?
The kids are awful. I was being serious, you know. Why must this instructor thing be so difficult sometimes?
Ah, Sarah, we love you. And there's the choo-choo train. There's Milliam.
Looks like they got back okay. So glad I didn't have to bust in and save them. I thought it was all over when I got spotted at the fort, though. Hey, White Rabbit here! Uh-huh, everything went A-okay. Don't sweat the details. I did what I was supposed to. No sign of them, though, but I did find a bunch of other interesting stuff. What? Fake intel? Someone managed to get a leg up on you and Gramps? Must have been one heck of a guy. Huh? Me? I'm gonna go meet up with Claire now. Gotcha. See you then, Lecter.
Yeah, it's like the Claire name drops.
I wonder what that military academy they mentioned is all about. Sounds kind of fun. Lammy! Yep, we're done here. Let's get going, Aragetlum.
Yay! And that's the end of chapter 2. What a good day. Yeah, we've still got plenty of time.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Yay.
I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, perfect grade.
You guys are the best.
I'm the perfect student. Chapter 3. And 2 weeks later. Yeah, it's raining.
It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista.
Yeah. Pleasant day.
With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
You and me both.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams.
Oh no, it's exam time.
I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher.
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
Oh, the sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages?
I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
The Misheray.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Up to you. Prez, If you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Geez, what should I do? I could stand to bone up on just about everything, honestly. But my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare though. You mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonian history, I guess. Doubt that comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material we've gone over directly in class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that if you'd like. Though in return, I'd appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate the invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. What's going on with Laura? What's up with that? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. But I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Hey, Ring? Yeah, what is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. Might come join you guys in a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. The day before the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change to evening, and the main story will advance. Alright, we got 3 bonding points. It is the day before the exams. Alright, character profiles. Sharon and Makarov. Nobody there. I've got everybody from year 2, class 3, 4, and 5. Class 1 and 2, I've got everybody. Just need the twins. And page 3 for Gaius, and page 3 for Machias. So I can't do either of them. Right. First things first, we're going to go to the library. Don't need to talk to Ferris. No, I did not. I took the carry everything over gifts because I'm not an idiot. Recommended reading corner. Sports. A book entitled Political Economics, Subprimer. The max bond points costs 4 new game plus points. And 4 or 5. Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This would probably make for a good refresher. Yay. You need to finish the game 3 times to get everything for New Game Plus. How'd that cat manage to get in here? I guess it must have been looking for somewhere to get out of the rain. Actually, I have some fresh milk on me. Should I give her some? Yep. She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some lore another time. A happy cat. Oh, there's lots of books to read. Four Great Houses. 100 Days War. The Non-Aggression Pact. There's full history and everything here. Great Collapse. The Septian Church. I don't think these books are getting added into my book list. Hey, Netherbeast. Got your companies. Got the culture. How are you doing today? Ordnance. Oh, there's the professor. Let's say hi. Oh, hello there. Did you come along to review some of what we covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Hehehe. Oh, come now. There's no need to be shy, not when it comes to history. Let's get started, shall we? Hey! Trails in the sky, I'm assuming? Let's get started, shall we? Why don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up in your exam? This sounds like it could be helpful, if I can actually stay awake. Very good. Squirrel directed you into a good spot. Now, what is the name of that book up there? Nice. That's a pretty good starting point. Alright, next stop we go to the gymnasium. Yeah, the Crossbell set of games as well, Zero and Azure. But don't worry about it if you don't have those yet. Gymnasium. No, we don't need to go to the swimming pool. Don't need to go to the locker. Do we need to? Ah, there we go. A book entitled Military Science, a primer, sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things to life too. Wait a second. This probably belongs to someone. Nobody would leave a book like this behind. So I'm sure they'll be back soon. I'll just leave this here. Yeah. No, it doesn't hurt. Not for the Crossbell games. You can do 1 and 2 of the Crossbell of the Cold Steel games, and then jump into the Crossbell games. At the very least, Sky 123 is set after years before the rest. Yes and no. Cold Steel 1 around Chapter 6 starts around is about the halfway point of the Azure games. Of the Azure game. That's Rosine. Becky. Shut it, Hugo. I'm not taking any advice for you. I can memorize everything in one go the night before. Becky. You won't be able to remember anything that way. The trick to memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to seal the deal. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try it too, Rean. Might as well give it a shot. Thanks. Yay. Now we go to the infirmary and talk to Instructor Mary. The infirmary. These will be your very first midterms, won't they? I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything we've covered in class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. Let's ask questions. It's Mishi. Yeah. Daybreak is the 11th game. Daybreak 2 is the 12th. There are 11 English releases so far. Because I don't think Daybreak 2 has a official translation yet. There were a couple of art history things I needed cleared up, actually. Oh my, a student is really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. Art evolved in very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see. Praised my knowledge of art. There he is, Instructor Makarov, who's always smoking inside the school grounds. You probably know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you gotta knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me? Actually, I've got an Orbital Science question to ask you. Vegas. So I almost got you stumped. I'll get you up to speed. Remember, I know Trail's lore better than most. Okay, we'll go upstairs to the art room, which is here. And where was it? Ah, no. Music room, music room. It's home ec. That's the music room. Yeah, everybody's working together. There it is. But is the mobile game actually canonical to the series? A book entitled The Fancier's Guide to Erebonian Opera and Paintings sits pompously upon the shelf. Why would one book cover such different topics? Still, it'll probably cover some of the stuff on our exams. Wouldn't hurt to give it a read. Yay! Now we go up to the rooftop. I mean, you could always just watch the anime. That's Beryl. I love the ring. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't even need to study thanks to a special little trick of mine. Page 44, this will be on our Orbital Science exam. This is certain. This is fate. Yep. The first chapter anime thing isn't, I don't think was an actual proper anime. It was like one of those things where they abridged the game. You're just making things up now. But what if she does have some sort of special powers? I mean, it couldn't hurt to study that page just in case. Alright. Now we head to the Student Union building. What are the nobles doing? Friedel and Vincent. Student Union building is this way. Margarita. There's a famous saying about days like these. Margaritas always go down smoothest in the... Oh my god. Oh my god. That's why I'm so tantalizing when the clouds roll in, dark clouds roll in. But just look, don't touch. I think I've hit my limit, actually. Lind. Studying is so boring. Rain here might make things interesting. Dude, there are some characters that haven't been mentioned in years. And then I remember, oh, this couple from the first game. How are they progressing in their romantic life? Oh, they're married and now have a child. Rain here might make things interesting. In fact, I've got a great idea. Why don't we have a little Q&A competition? Every time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. Seriously? I'm not doing that. Never in a million years. Okay. Guess we won't be studying at all then. That's not what I meant. As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with helping you two study. It would probably help me too. Rain being the gentleman that he is. Oh, there's so much fucking innuendo in the Trails games as well. A book entitled Erebonian History in Pictures is on the shelf. What is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate though. Can't hurt to give it a read. I'll wait until... there's some funny moments. Angelica, everybody's most tolerated lesbian in the games. Toa, the Cold Steel mascot. Now, let's look at link points. Who do I need to... Links. Okay. I need... Lisa and Laura maxed out. Emma and Fia maxed out. Gaius... Alright. So, good, annoy Gaius and Eustace. I believe they were in the library. Oh no. Oh, Gaius and Eustace. Ah. They're in the main school building. There they are. Oh, are the two of you studying military science? Looks like you guys are tearing through things too. More or less. You caught us just as we reached the section on military symbols. Care to join us? Yes. Sure, couldn't hurt. I didn't know a thing about military science until we entered the academy, so I'm not feeling terribly confident. It's not as though most schools teach military minutiae alongside literature and math. We're all in the same boat here. Either way, we'd be happy to have another person to paddle. Have a seat. Then let's begin. Map marking symbols are used to represent an assortment of different units and formations. This is the symbol for infantry. Square with triangles. And remember folks, this will be on the test. Ring. Try to draw the symbol for headquarters from memory. Gotcha. I'm pretty sure it's this. Gaius, do you think you can draw the symbol for an armored troop? Sure. This should be it. Now I have a tough one for you. What does this symbol mean? That's engineer, right? You got it. Ugh, there's so much to memorize for this class. And the fact that we're going in blind makes it even worse. These seem like the raw basics too. Given that not all of us will end up involved with the military, it does seem a little excessive. But bear in mind that our military science class is to teach us how to deal with harsh situations efficiently. In that sense, there's plenty to learn even if we never find ourselves on a battlefield. That's probably why it's mandatory. If it could save our lives, we owe it to ourselves to do well. Agreed. Eustace, Gaius, and Rean stayed together for a while longer, continuing to test each other on military science. Yeah, everything you get tested on in Trails. History, politics, science, geography. And then we go down. Ow, neck. We go do Elliot and Marcius. Ah, so this is where you are. Wow, when you go study, you two don't mess around. Well, no better motivator than fear, right? Your exams start tomorrow. We've got to know our orbital science. I want to make sure I study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as too prepared. Besides, this is our last chance to get a full day of studying in. How about it, Ring? Up for one last marathon study session? And I can ace those too. For example, in the Legend of Heroes franchise, what position does Trails in the Sky take up? Sounds good to me. So, orbital energy is generated by septium, right? It differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time. It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy's in everything. Lighting, railways, telephones, battle orbments. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk battle orbments. The first key feature is their portability. The second is their ability to synchronize with their user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts. Magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle orbment's capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of the textbook. That's our Marcius. I can't believe you could rattle off all that without even stopping to think. But if you already have the basics down, you're just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study. No, it's not that. Citing the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our Orbital Science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Of course, I'd be happy to. Really? Well, thanks. Yay! Reen, Marcius, and Elliot continued their Orbital Science studies, feeling much more confident about the exam every minute. Yay! Maxed out. And I've got a ton more to do with Marcius. So I'm gonna have to take Marcius on a few trips. And let's go to Toa. Oh, hi Reen. How goes the studying? I suppose it's probably fine. These are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. First years. How innocent. It doesn't help that military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, but you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies in military science name too. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for the political economics exam too. Why's that? Why, well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich, Angie. He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it? If you're free, at least. Are you sure? Of course. You're always helping me out, right? Political economics is Toa's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Yep. We're done. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Thus, Reen and Toa's study session began. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. Hehe, that's good to hear. I should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah, the Vice Principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year... maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured about... for being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. Recent laws, recent laws, recent laws... The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first. I'll have to try and remember that. Then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. Yeah, I have. Seems like a pretty major topic back in Keldic. If he's going to set a question about recent law, it's probably going to be on about one of those three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if no one's gonna come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I wasn't just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Thanks, I will. Yay! My bond with Towa is strengthened. And it's the exam time. I'm gonna do this without guessing. Oh, it's already time to head back. I didn't even realize because of the rain. Guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms.
Excuse me?
Oh. Sharon!
I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness. But I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
Bye-bye, Sharon.
Wait a minute. How does she know who I am?
Reen?
Hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Yep. Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not gonna learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay.
They had the cliched introduction
hey,
for those two.
It's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
No need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister's asked me that before, too.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years.
Yeah.
Anyway, how do you think you did on the exams?
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder. I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Machias scored higher than you, right?
Eustace came in a little higher than me, too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level. Aren't you curious about, you know, my family and stuff?
You mean the mysterious Elisa R., agent of national intrigue? Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
It's not that major or anything. Especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal. Though Fee's past sure came as a surprise.
Yep.
I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like.
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
Reen told Elisa about the woman in the maid uniform.
A maid who knew your name? This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act. She seemed a couple years older than us. Maybe 20 or so?
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her. Mother keeps her far too busy to find the time to come here. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something? Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
If only.
Yeah, if only. He's totally more popular than he lets on. The next day. The first of 4 grueling days of midterm exams began. Alright, here is the quiz, people. The Middle Ages War of the Lions was brought to an end by Emperor Dracula. When did the war end? Let's see, audience. What do you all think? No cheating. I'm watching. July 952. This should be the right answer. Next question. Mr. A wants to draw a rough-colored watercolor image. Which of the following styles would be most appropriate? Any artists? I believe the answer is sketch. This should be the right answer. Next. Figure 1 depicts a military formation. What type of unit is currently advancing? That's armored. Because the engineer is in the back, infantry on the flanks, and the command is in front of the engineer. That should be the right answer. The next day. The following statements about orbits all purport to be true. Which one is not? Orbital energy does recover over time, they do synchronize with their user, and the abilities of the orbits do change based on quartz. However, without quartz you cannot use arts. Next quiz is political thingy. Of the following laws enacted last year, which came into force first in Heimdall? Was the Imperial Public Transportation Act, I believe. I believe that was the right one. Yeah. Need to check my notes. That should be the right answer. The Final day of the midterms. Ah, what a good day. I haven't gotten a single question wrong. Emergency CPR is divided into roughly 4 stages. Check if a person is breathing. Yes. Check if a person is conscious. Perform chest compressions and rescue breaths. Call for help in a loud voice. Put these stages into the correct order. Call for help. Check if they're conscious. Check if they're breathing. And if not, do chest compressions. I believe it is number 4. Actually, check if they're conscious. If they're conscious, then they can move. Maybe. Yeah. That might actually be more correct. You don't need to do that. And yeah, that could cause more harm in the long run if the help doesn't get there in time. But that's probably the best option. This should be the right answer. Yay! I did it! Congratulations on making it through 4 days of exams. And what do you know? It looks like the rain ended right along with them. Clearly, this is the goddess's way of rewarding you all for your hard work. I don't think that reasoning would stand up to scrutiny. I'm totally spent. It's over. You've worked really hard, Fee. Anyway, today's a free day, so take the chance to unwind and blow off all that pent-up exam stress. They'll post the results next Wednesday, so take it easy until then. Don't relax too much, because you've got your next practical exam next Wednesday afternoon too. With all the intensive studying, I've completely forgotten about that. You could stand to be a little more considerate with the timing of your announcement. So next Wednesday is when we'll know where we're going for our next field study? Yep, you'll be shipping out that weekend for another exotic trip. Anyway, make the most of tomorrow, everyone. You've earned at least 1 day off. Guess I should probably attend club practice once in a while. Oh, and one more thing. I've got some business to take care of out of town after we're all done here. I won't be back until tomorrow night, so don't, burn the dorm down while I'm gone or anything. It's a happy day at school. Got all the students. Everybody's chatting away.
Now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird. And I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back.
I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these. How about you, Emma? How do you think you did?
Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone? Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's going to meet her secret lover?
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon.
God.
You have a point. I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man, but with that personality and that lifestyle...
You guys are terrible. Totally agree, though.
Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you, though, Green. She always seems to dump the most work on you.
Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow?
That's the plan. Heck, I'm almost looking forward to being the student council's errand boy after holding up studying for so long.
Perhaps so.
Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time.
Thanks. Better watch out, though. I might take you up on that offer.
Ooh, looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time.
Yeah, the whole gang.
Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to? He mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there?
Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was about.
I hope he hasn't gotten into trouble. I mean, I doubt he would.
Gaius
I
would
have
never
no
get in
idea.
trouble.
He and Laura left early too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once.
That sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Really?
So you think so too?
It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then.
Yeah.
It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Neither did I.
We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
We'll figure it out.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression. It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
Yeah.
I can hardly hazard a guess.
Laura has no reason
We
to
all
be
have
upset.
certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
Do you really have to drag me into this?
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Really?
Ugh, you.
Oh no, getting angry won't accomplish anything.
Don't worry. We're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that.
Welcome back, my lady.
There she is. There's Sharon.
What? Sharon? It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh, hey, it's that maid I ran into the other day.
You know her?
What are you doing here?
She didn't. Mother didn't. But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself. Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory.
Poor Elisa. Sharon Kruger.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger. I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family. I will do all I can to be of service to you,
Elisa-
so please keep me informed of anything you might need.
Elisa is rich. Like, more money than God rich, pretty much, with her family. Beyond the railways. It's the dorms.
Whoa!
Breakfast.
Simply spectacular. Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast?
That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised.
Yeah.
This is far more colorful
Laura.
and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
The perfect maid.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time.
Someone
Lady,
has
please.
mummy
I
issues.
truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life.
I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much. Oh, fine! I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something?
I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today. After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Rua for another 5 days.
Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week. Anyway, I'm not going to take this lying down. She stuck her nose into things one too many times.
Poor Elisa.
I can't believe that R actually stood for Elisa Reinford. And from the sound of it, her mother's the company chairman too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Elisa's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company. Her family's probably got more money than most of the aristocracy. I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps, what with all the nobles here.
And Elisa couldn't spare 5 mira.
Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you.
That's preposterous.
Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really? I mean, stop treating me like a child. Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch.
Looks like Sharon's got her number.
Oh, that's funny. After beginning the day with Sharon's peerless breakfast, the members of Class 7 left to go about their daily routine. Meanwhile, Rain went to check the tasks the student council had given him for the day. Yay. Okay, we got this part 3 of that. Testing the orbital bike. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Secret admirer. Alright. Request from George and Angelica. It's about the orbital bike too. Wonder what they need my help with. Looks like I'll have to swing by the engineering club before I head to the old schoolhouse. Well, this is the first sun I've seen in days, so I might as well make the most of it. Alright, let's do this. And we've got 3 bonding points. We can go to Marcius, Mantoa. Ah, Trista. Such a pretty town. With some pretty music too. Fidelio. And give some milk to the cat, to Celine, who we've apparently learned the name of. She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some more another time. Yay. Alright, let's go to Marcius first. See if we can get his thing to level 5. We need to go to the lower class chess club. Wow, it looks like he's really into it. Ah, hello there, Ring. Sorry, I was caught up in my game there. No worries, sorry if I disturbed you. Is there a big chess game coming up or something? You seem way more focused than I'd expect for just a regular match. Indeed there is. And it's not just any match either. It's a match that'll determine the fate of this club. But I have every intention of completely dominating the upper class students. Chess always seems pretty interesting. Should I stick around and watch? Yes. Would you mind if I watched you play for a bit? I'm familiar with the rules at least. And it seems like a pretty involving game, even as a spectator. Be my guest. But if you know the rules, how about we play a game instead? I'm sure you'd have more fun doing it than just watching. You sure? Might as well. I'll watch you too, so come on and take a seat here. And that's checkmate. That didn't take long. That was some high-level play, Marcius. I didn't stand a chance. It's nothing special. My father taught me to play when I was young. We've been playing against each other ever since, so I've had years of practice now. Apparently he never lost a game back home. He really is the savior of the chess club. So you were playing against adults ever since you were a kid? That'd definitely explain things. I used to tag along with my dad whenever he went out hunting, but I never got that good at it. Sorry. No, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Hunting's not exclusively a noble pastime after all. It's just not that common in Heimdall. I can imagine. Last month's field study gave me a lot to think about. I've come to realize that it's unfair of me to pass judgment on nobles simply for being born into that life. For example, I've never met your parents, but I can tell from talking to you that they're good people. Marcius. Man, am I glad we made up. Don't start getting weird on me now. I don't really get what you're talking about, but yeah, friendship's what youth's all about. Speaking of, how about you join your pal into chess club, Ring? We need as many people as possible if we want to take down the upper class chess club. Sorry, but I'll have to decline. The members of the upper class chess club like humiliating players weaker than they are. This isn't about the fact that they're nobles anymore. They're shaming the very act of playing chess, pure and simple. And Stefan and I aren't going to let that stand. Well said, Marcius. Then I'll be cheering you guys on. Good luck, Marcius. Thanks. I won't let you down. Yay. My bond with Marcius strengthened. Very good. Now, let's go... Leave. Page 1. Go talk to Elisa. She's in the computer room on the 2nd floor. Computer room is this way. All the way at the end here. Huh? Isn't this classroom usually locked? It is, but I checked it on a whim and it was open. The janitor must have forgotten to lock it after he was done. I see. So what brings you here? I got into an argument with Ferris earlier. She started asking me all these questions about my last name after she found out about Sharon. And you ran off here. How many times am I going to have to deal with this? She seems pretty upset. Maybe there's something I can do to help her out. I'm probably not the best option, not the best person for this, but you need someone to talk to, Elisa? Better let these things out than bottle them up. Rean. Thanks. Oops, I knew I forgot to lock up. There we are. Wait, did he just lock the door? Seems like it. Guess we're locked in. My luck keeps getting worse and worse today. At least it's not nighttime or anything. I'm sure somebody will come by before too long. That's true, but... Huh, so it's just Rean and me, here in the dark, behind a locked door. No, Elisa, focus. This is all Sharon's fault. I wouldn't even be here if Ferris and I weren't arguing about her. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? You wouldn't say that if you knew her. She always does this. Imagine living with someone who knows nearly everything about you but never thinks about your feelings. And on top of it all, she's always taking Mother's side. Like she did when... When what? Oh, Sorry, I shouldn't have tried to pry. Even so, you don't really dislike Sharon, do you? I mean, I guess I can't say dislike. It's kinda hard to dislike someone who's been a permanent fixture in your life since you were a kid. See what I mean? If she's going to be at the academy anyway, might as well try and make the best of it. Besides, she's sort of like an older sister to you, right? Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. You're right about that, but still, it wouldn't kill her to think about me a little more. Not a moment goes by in which I don't think of you, Lady Elisa. Oh, Sharon. Sharon, what are you doing here? Whenever you are in need, I shall be by your side. After all, isn't that what an older sister is for? She knows how to make an entrance, I'll give her that. Can't believe she heard all that. Oh my, I didn't interrupt anything personal between the two of you, did I? I'll be more than happy to lock the door again and leave the two of you to whatever it is you were up to in here. Don't even joke about that. Teasing. Yay. And I think I got the new character note for Sharon. Yep, perfect. Everybody's happy. There's no other character notes. Good. And we've got one more to do. We'll go to... talk with Toa. Again. Nice work today, Rean. Are you looking forward to the midterm results announcements as much as I am? It sounds strange to say it, but I am. You're looking pretty busy for someone who just finished her midterms, though. You bet. Now that the year's halfway through, we've got a lot to discuss. So much, in fact, that we even reserved this room just to discuss it. There's the Academy Festival, someone wants to use the swimming pool next month, and there's about a zillion other events. I guess it isn't easy being a student council member. I think you're the last person in the world who would actually take this advice, but try not to overwork yourself. And guess I'll consider it. Thanks, Rean. You're just as busy as ever. Maybe there's something I can do to help. We'll spend time with Toa. Is there anything I can help you with? I've got some spare time and you seem swamped. Really? That'd be great. Just so happens that our usual note taker is home nursing a cold today. Do you mind filling in for her? No problem. If there's one thing I can do, it's write notes. And so it fell to Rean to jot down every idea, both helpful and harebrained, raised at the student council meeting. After a short parade of exchanged names, shaken hands, and slightly too long eye contact, he got down to business. Well, that should cover everything on the agenda. Someone will be here before we know it, so I think the pool should be our highest priority. Agreed. We'll get right on it. We should decide who will be handling each task while we're at it. Then allow me to take care of the arrangements regarding the pool. I'll get our documents sorted out and hand them over to the requisite instructors. You mean it? Thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, speaking of which, do you have any updates on what we discussed last month? Just a moment, please. Allow me to gather the necessary documents. She's so good at her job that even the upper-class students are hanging on her every word. I guess she didn't just charm her way into office. Several similarly riveting discussions later, the council meeting drew to a close. Thanks for all the help today, Ring. You really didn't have to stay and help me clean everything up, but I'm glad you did. You're always doing so much for us. I'm just trying to return the favor. But you're really something, you know that? That meeting had a ton of stuff to sort out and plan, but you made it look easy. You're like a human student notebook. Thanks? I think you might be exaggerating a bit though. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing. Really? You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I just sit in my fancy chair and act out my role as president, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. I never would have thought of it that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really suited to being president, but if everyone believes I am, there's no way I can let them down. Even if I can't meet all of their expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying. Wow, I guess that's the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Toa's at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had that kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be. Ring? Boop. President Toa stood on her tiptoes, straining with all her might to reach up to gently pinch Rain's cheeks. What are you doing? Sorry, you just looked so stone-faced there for a second I couldn't help myself. You're a first year, you need to get ahead of yourself. You've got another full year here to figure things out. Wait, you're not psychic, are you? I know how hard you've been working, Rain. I can see it as well as anyone, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step. I guess. No, you're right. Deep down, I know what she's saying is true. Alright, see you later, Karen. If I start getting desperate, I'm just going to paralyze myself with fear. Ahem. We still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we finish, I'll make us some tea. That's one way to get me to hurry up. Yay! Thus, Rain and Toa finished their cleanup and sat down to enjoy a lovely cup of tea together. Yay! And now we can do side quests. Yeah, I've got plenty of time. We'll do the Secret Admirer quest now, which takes us out onto the school grounds. Over this way, down. And there he is. Excuse me, is your name Vincent by any chance? Indeed it is. Standing before you is a nobleman overflowing with love and pathos, the one and only Vincent Floral. I presume that you are the Cupid that I asked the student council to send me? He's quite the character. He really seems to like himself. But that's what I've grown to expect from Class 1. I'm no Cupid, but I am here on behalf of the student council, yes. Aha, then you may still well serve my purposes. Allow me to congratulate you on making your way here. So based on your request and my new nickname, I assume you want me to find someone for you? Yes, something along those lines. Do you have some time to spare? If so, I shall begin explaining the particulars of my request. Please elaborate on your request. Ah, a fine answer indeed. Although, before we continue... Sarufa is currently nowhere to be seen. Now that I think about it, this is kind of an unusual meeting place. Are you hoping to keep this request quiet? Not exactly. I was merely hoping to avoid things getting meddled in. My father sent Sarufa to the academy to keep an eye on me. As you can imagine, her watchfulness can occasionally be rather constraining. Huh. Well, that is apart from the meat of the matter. To be blunt, I have received not one, not two, but 3 passionate love letters of late, and all from a single writer. Curiously, however, the writer in question signs with naught but a nom de plume. What I would request of you, my fine fellow, is to find out which lovely lady is responsible for these. It's reasonable, but are you sure it's appropriate for me to try and find her? These are anonymous, after all. Do you take a moment to think it over? The fact that she chose to use a pen name rather than remaining completely anonymous is proof of a pining, hopeful heart. In fact, I am absolutely certain that she wishes for me to find her. I suppose I'll have to trust your judgment on this one. What's more, she sent cookies along with her 3rd letter. I would hardly be worthy of the floral name if I did not properly thank her, would I? Yeah, I don't think I could stop you at this point if I tried. Do you have any additional information that would help me pinpoint who exactly we're looking for? I do indeed. The first hint is that she is a first year. As a man well versed in the feelings of beautiful women, I was able to deduce this from the respectful tone of her letters. Additionally, the fact that she attached a pressed grand rose at the end of each letter may serve as a hint as well. The grand rose. If I remember correctly, those are the flowers you use when confessing your love to someone, right? Haha, quite. Which brings us to why this is a hint. The only way to obtain a rose, obtain a grand rose in Trista is to purchase it from the town florist. So if we ask the florist who's purchased one, precisely, we will be able to discover just which shy maiden has sent these letters to me. Would you take on this task for me then? As long as you don't mind me sticking to the plan we just discussed, I don't see why not. I am truly indebted to you. Based on her pseudonym and her use of a grand rose, I can only imagine Our Lady is the very model of grace. Now that you mention it, what was the name she used? Oh, it seems I neglected to mention that very important detail. She calls herself the Grand Maiden, a nickname taken from the daughter of a baron who married into the imperial family long ago. The emperor at the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. I see. I can't say I've heard that story before, but it is interesting. But this is no time to stand around thinking about it. I'll head over to the flower shop right away. Very well. I'll leave this matter in your clearly capable hands. Yay, we're gonna find the secret admirer. We'll go Trista first. Go to Trista, to the flower shop right here, talk to Jane. Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a question? Not at all, go ahead. Reen explained the situation to Jane and asked about any first years who had recently purchased any grand roses. It wouldn't be hard to find out if I looked at my records, but I'm not exactly sure I should disclose that information. Understandably so. I don't intend to do anything with this information that they don't want me to, though. If they ask me to keep their identity a secret, that's what I'll do. I see. Well, if that's the case, I guess I can help you out. Just remember, though, it's your job to give the Mystery Sender your support, and nothing more. I'll wish her the best of luck. This request is getting pretty complicated at this point. Right, I count 3 first years who have made a Grand Rose purchase recently. In class order, first is Beryl from class 3, then Vivi from class 4, and Rosine from class 5. I see, thank you very much for the help. The fact that you mentioned Vivi has me worried. I hope she's not trying the same trick on someone else right now. Not at all, good luck. There's Rosine. Excuse me, you're Rosine from class 5, aren't you? That's correct. Why do you ask? I have a quick, kind of personal question for you. Rain explained the situation to Rosine and asked if it was her who had sent letters to Vincent. Oh no, that certainly wasn't me. I did buy a grand rose, but it was for the purpose of decorating the church. Oh, I see. Sorry to ask such an embarrassing question then. It's fine. And to the Student Union building, go to the second floor to the Occult Club. You're Beryl from Class 3, right? Yeah, I certainly am. What do you want from me? Actually, there was something I wanted to ask you. Rean told Beryl about his investigation and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters. Do I seem like the kind of girl who'd be interested in romance? I needed to purchase a Grand Rose to use it in a ritual, that's all. I see. That answers my question. But now I'm wondering about what that ritual she mentioned is all about. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry to disturb you. Yeah, sometimes it's good to be disturbed. Good day to you. Well, that rules out everyone but Vivi. There's Idle. What's up, Rean? Are you so taken with my feminine charms that you couldn't stand another moment away from me? Something I'd like to ask you. Rean explained the situation to Vivi and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters. Well now, that is pretty interesting. I'm gonna take that as a no. Yeah, I wish it was me, but I'm having too much fun teasing Lind to set my sights on any boys right now. Of course you are. You did buy a Grand Rose though. Don't tell me you tricked another poor unsuspecting soul into helping you torment her. Pretty much. But can you blame me? She falls for it every single time. I can't help myself. You're a monster. Poor Lind. I can't imagine what she has to deal with a sister like this. I've asked all 3 girls the florist told me about, but none of them seem to have sent the letters. I guess the trail's gone cold. The trail's gone cold steel. I should report back to Vincent for now. Tell me, did your investigation prove successful? Wait, don't tell me. Have you brought our mystery woman here? Oh, be still my beating heart. Yeah, about that. I wasn't able to find her in the end. You cannot be serious. Did you ask the florist as we discussed? I did. And I spoke to all 3 girls who purchased Grand Roses. None of their reasons for doing so had anything to do with you. I can go into detail if you like. It matters not. If they do not concern me, then they are simply not my concern. I'm sorry that I wasn't any help. But there is one thing I'm curious about. Where could a girl get a Grand Rose if she didn't go to the florists? There's no way to tell. Perhaps if the Grand Maiden is a noble, she could have had an alternate source. However... My darling Vincent, I've found you! Who goes there? State your business. The cookies I just baked ended up far more delicious than I ever could have imagined. So delicious that they could only be destined for the lips of my beloved, my elegant, dashing, darling Vincent. What could possess a person to approach another out of nowhere and say such befuddling things? Furthermore, I do not have even the foggiest idea of who you are. Oh, but you do. What if I told you that I was the Grand Maiden all along? No way. I can hardly blame you for being speechless with joy. My real name is Margarita Dresden. The lovely Grand Roses I attached were grown by my family. So that's how you got them. If you're a part of Baron Dresden's family, then could it mean... Oh, so you know the story. Your suspicions are indeed correct. I, Margarita Dresden, hail from the same family line as the lovely Grand Maiden herself. It all adds up. Inconceivable. How could you, of all people, be related to the Grand Maiden, when her beauty pales in comparison to your own? Look, darling, we're already completing each other's thoughts. And yours are oh so sweet. What you said couldn't have been further from my actual thought. Even when you're shy, you're still so wonderful. Seeing the surprise on your handsome face made waiting to reveal my name entirely worth it in the end. Now, my beautiful Vincent, it is time for you to reply to my love letters. Will you enter a relationship with me? You may choose one of two replies. I would be delighted, or there would be no greater honor. Sorry, how many options did you say you were giving him? This woman could hardly be more different than the demure maiden her letters made her out to be. My only answer for you is a resounding no. Now be gone and bother me no more. So, that's how it is. Oh, just when I think you couldn't be more adorable. To think you're the sort of man who hides his true feelings away. I beg your pardon? There is no need to fear. Please, have one of these special cookies I prepared. One bite and you'll no longer feel the need to keep your innermost longings out of public view. Hehe. Don't tell me. You've mixed something into your cookies. Oh, but that is for me to know and for you to find out. Stay back. Do not come any closer. You, don't just stand there. I'll need your aid if I'm to survive. I have no idea how to handle a situation like this either. Don't worry, my darling. There may be a slightly bitter aftertaste, but it will all be worth it indeed. I've been looking for you, Master Vincent. Saphira! Dare I ask what you're doing in a place like this? Saphira, I beg of you, please, free me from this terrifying situation. If I recall, you are my sweetheart's darling maid, are you not? So this is the Saphira he mentioned. As much as I hate to interrupt the situation at hand, I'm afraid I must. Master Vincent, your presence at the upper class dorm is required at once. A delivery of the utmost importance from Count Floral awaits you there. I see. Then I have no choice. I must go at once. But these cookies are a present for Master Vincent, are they not? In that case, may I ask you to leave them in my hands for now. I'll make sure he enjoys every last one of them later. Well, if you insist. Margarita begrudgingly handed over the bag of cookies to Saphira. Well, it seems as though Master Vincent has roped you into this nonsense as well. Hopefully this can dull some of the pain this annoyance has surely caused you. Thank you. With that, I wish you all a good day. Let us go, Master Vincent. Indeed. Oh, Margarita. You're more trouble than you're worth. That maid may prove to be quite the obstacle. But no matter, there shall be plenty of opportunities to woo my darling from here on out. I believe it is time to get started on a new batch of cookies. Well, today's been full of unique encounters to say the least. At least that request is over and done with. Yeah. And based on the time, I think we'll come back to this tomorrow. Alright. I'm gonna call it here today. Thank you everyone for joining me. Now all the fun stuff that we normally do. Alright, well, let's start with rating out. Who are we rating? Ooh. And let's see if anybody's playing Trails. Anybody playing Sky? No. Zero? No. Alright. There's also walking and airships. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you everyone for joining me. It is. It's so nice. Yeah, I've got the YouTube channel if you want to catch up on the VODs and stuff. I also got a Discord server where we'll talk about all the video games and other stuff, and people can see my cooking. Yeah, starting from Monday there'll be starting from Monday there'll be a change to my overall schedule, where my Trails streams will be after my other streams, like maybe half an hour after. And yeah, would raid somebody, but I don't think there's anybody. Actually, let's see if anybody's playing Ayuden, because that's a game I really liked. Yeah, they're pretty far in. Oh, I may as well just call it here. So yeah, thanks everybody again, and I'll be back on later tonight with the old D&D game. D&D Death Knights of Krynn. I'm going to try and finish that one, if I'm lucky. Other than that, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you all later, next time, whenever. Bye-bye.